Hello, hey everybody. New School Comic Book Reviews, take 4. Let's see if I can get through this one without hacking. Just gonna jump into it. Some of the new comic books I got. Let's start with this one. I have Glory number 26 from Image Comics. Stories by Joe Keating and the art is by Ross Campbell. Basically, this one picked up more or less, well, we're continuing on with the story. In the beginning here, Glory's trying to teach her new friend Riley how to fight because over in Glory's home world or home dimension, there's some sort of conflict going on. There's some sort of war brewing, and now some of the elements of that conflict are starting to spill over into our world, and things are starting to get weird and nasty. Much to Glory's chagrin, Riley really isn't picking up the whole warrior athletic fist fight thing the way she had hoped, and which is actually kind of amusing. And there's other sort of things where people are coming into harm's way and whatnot, and we also get a look at some of the weird creatures and enemies and allies even that Glory has, that go back and forth between both worlds. For me, a lot of the draw here is the art. And I can see how some people really might not take to it. It's very weird, it's very different, it's very offbeat, it's very funky. It's just not what you expect from a mainstream superhero comic book, especially one with some sort of, Amazon Princess Warrior type person. Usually characters are drawn, either looking like supermodels, or they might even be drawn athletic but still very beautiful at the same time. And here Ross goes in the opposite direction. It's not just that he builds her, he makes Glory look like a bodybuilder or female bodybuilder. She just looks very weird and otherworldly. And like I said, I'm into it. It's just so different. That's what drew me into it, Some of the creatures and other beings are very bizarre looking, very weird, very imaginative too, I can imagine how even some other artists, either other artists who I like, would have depicted some of the things that are going on here, in a more conventional way, and it just would have seemed a little bit more, I guess, run-of-the-mill. But with Ross Campbell's art here, that is, I think he kicks it to another. I don't know if I want to say he kicks it to another level, but where other people would have taken a right turn, he takes a hard left, and it draws me in. It makes me want to continue to see where the story's going and follow the comic. Lots of weird details here on the cover. And I can just look at it, over and over and over. There's some weird stuff going on there, just in the backgrounds and the debris and stuff right here. And I'm not even going to tell you what I think I see somewhere in one of these corners here. I'll just leave that to your imagination. But yeah, Glory 26. So far, I'm still on board. Supergirl number 9, story by Michael Green and Mike Johnson, and the art in this issue again is Ahmad Ashrar. He has come back. There was a fill-in issue by George Perez, which I enjoyed a lot, but Ahmad is back, and let's see, and it looks pretty nice. Let's see here. It looks like he's inking himself from this one. And it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I like it. In this issue, we get a little bit more background on the Silver Banshee and her relationship to the Black Banshee, and backstory and her family history and so on and so forth. It's pretty much just a basic superhero fight comic. The only problem I have with this comic is that it's just kind of slow moving as far as setting up, I guess what I want to say, Supergirl's, I guess, status quo. We're at issue 9 here. She's still, of course, she's still new to the Earth, but she's still speaking Kryptonian. She still doesn't understand things that are going on Earth, and basically it's been issue after issue of her just fighting people. You know what I mean? I would like to see a little bit more of her, getting more of a supporting cast and have her do stuff that's not about her just fighting like bad guys and monsters and stuff like that. I like all the fighting, and I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad comic book at all. But I'm ready for them to bring other elements of I guess Supergirl's life into the picture. You know what I mean? But this issue pretty decent. I enjoyed it. Lee's on kind of a cheesy cliffhanger, but I'm still gonna follow next issue. What else I got here? Fatale, Ed Brubaker and Shaun Phillips. Supernatural crime noir story. It's more or less kind of I guess you would almost say the end of the first arc, if you will. But it's gripping, you know what I mean? It's really gripping and weird. The supernatural, there's a little bit more focus on the supernatural elements in this particular issue, or what we think of as supernatural elements. There's blood and spells and ritual murder and things like that. The art is just fabulous. The story is really intriguing. They both work and complement each other, and that's it. This particular issue is probably not the best place to jump on. Either go back and if you're really that interested, you're probably either better going back and getting the first several issues, all the previous issues, or just waiting to next issue and jumping on with that. But really intriguing, and it's good. I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Avengers Assemble number 3. I gotta say, I have not been following the mainstream Avengers titles. Well, I take that back. I do have every issue of Secret Avengers, but New Avengers and No Adjective Avengers, I just really haven't been following. With this one, I decided to take a chance just because it's the movie lineup. Obviously, they want to try to get, some people who might wander in the comic book store having seen the movie, and maybe they're going to try to hook them with this title. And I figure with this, I knew I was going to have to read 5 other comics to understand their story, you know what I mean? And maybe it'd be a little bit more quicker paced. And I think kind of those things do occur here. I do have a few problems with it. The writing is by Brian Michael Bendis. The art is Mark Bagley, does the pencils, and the inking is by Danny Mikey. It's either Mikey or Mickey. I'm not 100% sure. If I pronounce the name wrong, I apologize. Basically, it is the Avengers versus a criminal organization called the Zodiac. There's a certain object that both teams seem to be fighting over, and this issue is just basically just action-packed fights, thrill-a-minute type of thing. And let's see here. Plot-wise, it's just not that bad. Let's see here. What do I want to say here? Well, here, something I don't like. I mean, it's been said before, or at least I feel this way. Brian Michael Bendis does a really, really great job of writing certain types of characters. Certain other types of characters, I don't think he does very well. Just to nitpick, I don't like the way he writes the Hulk. I think the Hulk's dialogue and personality, me personally, it feels off to me. I mean, I'm just not sure which Hulk this is supposed to be. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Dumb Hulk, or Smart Hulk, or it's Banner Hulk, or is this supposed to be Merged Hulk, or what? Is it Joe Fixit? Well, I know it's not Joe Fixit, but I don't know. It just seems to me that Bendis he just doesn't hit the right tone for me. That's just me. And there's another part, too, where Thor's fighting one of the bad guys, and he tries to insult them. And he says, and this is completely nitpicking on my part, I understand that, but let me see if I can find it here really quickly. Here, he's fighting somebody, and he says, The fight ends when we say it ends. Foul beast of Valhalla. Now, I could be wrong, but I always thought Valhalla was where you go after you've lived the life of a noble warrior. Like Valhalla was like your reward. It was peace. It was heaven for warriors. Would he say that to a bad person, you know? I mean, foul beast? Are there foul beasts in Valhalla? I don't know. That just makes me think that I could be wrong. You know. But I know how it's always been used before in the comics, you know, and how it's been referred to. So, you know, I think that's just more of B&B not getting certain characters. I do like his Cap. I do like his Iron Man. He does okay with a couple of the other characters. He does a lot better job with Hawkeye here than he's done in the past. I hated his Hawkeye, his Clint Barton, when Hawkeye was Ronin. But yeah, and like I said, it's actually really quick moving. It's fights, it's battles, it's airships falling out of the sky. So it's really quick moving, you know. You can't accuse this comic book of being boring. And I do like the idea of the bad guys. I do like the Zodiac. I do like the idea of the bad guys whose powers and personalities are based on the Zodiac signs. And there's a pretty cool reveal at the end of this issue. So it you know, I am interested enough to pick up the next issue. So there. Okay. And what else did I get this week? I got Birds of Prey number 9. This is a Night of the Owls crossover. This is also the first issue where Travel Foreman takes over. And I was a little bit, I didn't know what to think about that, you know what I mean? Because I was just so into Jesus Zayas' art for all the previous issues. But my personal thing is, I think Travel Foreman does a decent job. It's not very, here, let me say this about Travel Foreman. Thing I read somewhere on the internet was the whole reason that he left like Animal Man was because he had asked DC for a new assignment because of, you know, for personal reasons. He got tired of drawing all the horror and the gore and weird stuff that was going on in Animal Man. But what do we get in this issue? In this issue, it opens with a very explicitly gory scene. And I'm like, wow, you know. And it's just like, actually, I'm surprised this is just in a you know, a mainstream superhero comic that's rated, what is this rated here? This is rated T for teen, you know what I mean? So I was a little bit surprised that they went there as far as the explicitness, you know what I mean? But anyway, the art is pretty nice. It works for me. Like I said, I'm still more used to Jose's old style, but I don't think Travel does a bad. I really don't think he does a bad job with this art. And let's see here. Story-wise, it's kind of Night of the Owls, whatever. I don't care. I hate to say it like that, but whatever. They do drop a few hints about other things, other loose ends from the Bird's previous issues that I hope they get to and I hope they really follow up on. You know, I'm really intrigued about the bit about supposedly, you know, Dinah's dead husband and whatnot, and I hope that's going to be part of the next story arc or whatever. And let's see here. I guess that's it. I guess that's all I got for right now. Got to thank you very much. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. I apologize if my voice sounds really weird. Trying to get over a cough. I thought I was over it, but it crept back up on me. Thanks a lot, and you guys have a great day.